Good morning, bookers. Nigel from Excellent Books, just bringing you a quick review of Deadwood by Peter Dexter. Is it a review or is it my thoughts? I'm not a book reviewer. That sun's right in my face. I've got a lot to do today, and so I can't go out walking. I am a bit hampered with my big toe, having it in wellies all week, but sun's out, everything's gravy. Get yourself a brew, sit yourself down in front of your big telly, and here we go. Or your phone, or your iPad, whatever you watch it on. Oh, there we go. So, Deadwood by Peter Dexter. This isn't what I thought it was going to be. It is wrote from the viewpoint of one of Wild Bill Hickok. That's him sat down there. There's a little picture of him here, look. He's the one on the right there. That's Buffalo Bill Cody. And I've forgotten who that is. But anyway, it's a funny old book. The first third is very slow. It took me a week to read the first third. Very slow going. Doesn't really do much. The pacing is really slow. There's some fantastic dialogue scenes. He's introducing a lot of different characters. Gives you a really good picture of the village of Deadwood. And this whole book is set in about 8-9 months. But it feels like it's longer, set over a longer time period. But it's short, it's only like 8-9 months, I think. But it's written as two totally different books in my eyes. The first third, I've said, really slow, quite ploddy. The second and the third sections of the book, good, fast-paced, move along really well. And it's like he wrote the first and he realised it'd be quite a ploddy book. So he upped the ante, I think. Both got a fly in. Oh, it's just flown out. Dogs are sat there, so they was eyeballing it. Both sections are quite... I don't know, I just couldn't get my finger on it. They were just like he was in a different mood when he wrote the endings. Like it was wrote over a longer time period. He wrote one half and then he wrote another. I don't know about it, but it is well worth the read. And I mainly got this because we are going to Deadwood, me and the missus, on our big trip of the year, birthday trips. And this is falling to bits, this copy. I got it cheap. So I would like, hopefully, I'll get another from actually Deadwood and read it again. But it's about Deadwood, the town, village really, up in, is it Dakota, I think? And it's about the characters that are in this town. And it's written from the eyes of Wild Bill's pal of the time. I've got my notes here. And he's called Charlie Utter. Colorado Charlie, I think he's called. And he's wrote from his viewpoint as he sees Wild Bill Hickok and the characters that come into his life and his subsequent death. And how Charlie carries on after his death. Now, this Charlie Utter character is a businessman. He never has any problem finding money. He's just like one of them money magnet businessmen of the day. Don't really try out, but everything he does makes money. And so the first third is about him and Wild Bill. And it depicts him, I think he's got like, what do you call it, syphilis, where he can't piss. And obviously all the things that are knocking his health down from that. And when Wild Bill's finally shot, Charlie's not there. He's trying to set up another Pony Express. So at that point in the book, he's not there, so he can't save his mate. And it really hurts him. You know, it really hurts him that he's not there. The other people in the book, the main character that is throughout, actually, is the bottle fiend. He's soft-brained. He's just, nowadays, you call him, you know, he'd have a diagnosis. But he's just slow, basically. And he collects bottles and he runs the bathhouse because he tries to commit suicide all the time. And the local doctor says, I'll get you this job in bathhouse, run that, stop killing yourself. And he's quite a main character all the way through this book, the bottle fiend. And then you've got the Al Swearington. He's the brothel owner. Absolutely vile character, as you could imagine. You've got a lad called Malcolm Nash, who is Charlie's niece. I think it's his niece, nephew, sorry. He gets raped, gang raped, and they don't kill him. So, as it turns out, and as you would, he ends up wanting revenge on Al Swearington, the brothel owner who rapes him. And because he's a broken lad, he finds God via a priest, and he becomes like maniacal, a loony priest. Flipping heck, where's this going here? Maniacal. That's a right hard word to say, isn't it? I think I've been punched in the head too many times. Anyway, he becomes this crazy priest who is followed throughout the book. You've got Calamity Jane Obviously, she doesn't need no introduction now with history. She becomes a healer and a drinker. She's not depicted as a bit of a full shilling. She's in love with Wild Bill Hickok, and that's her demise, really. And then we've got this lad called Jack McCall. He's the fella who killed Wild Bill Hickok, and it's broken down into little chapters. Well, some are big. Let me just show you. To just give you a name. Next, China Doll. She's a Chinese prostitute. And it's just Charlie's Agnes. That's Wild Bill's wife, official wife. Jane, Calamity Jane. And it's a book of how the village of Deadwood goes from like 30, 40 residents, 100, let's say, residents, permanent residents, to thousands. I think it's about 2,000 in the end. There's a massive fire. And, they start rebuilding. There are sub-stories going along which make it roll quite well, actually. It is a very good book. It's historical fiction. Some of it is based on fact that this Peter Dexter has dug up, but obviously it's a book of fiction, so he's embellished everything. It is a really good read. It ain't your classic cowboy gunfighter on the streets, horse riding, rounding up cattle, all your classic cowboy western tropes of a book. It is the characters that come into Charlie Utter's life, basically, in this very short time frame, and they're all people out of the American West, which you might not have heard of some of them, but you'll have heard of Wild Bill Hickok, Calamity Jane. There's another, the sheriff is him in it. I forgot his name, but it's well worth a read. Not your classic Western, which I'm reading at the minute, one a month. But it's good pacing. Stick with it, because it is a bit of a plod, that first Bill bit. But it picks up after that for all the others. There's some fantastic scenes in it. Just, how they have to wait for Wild Bill Hickok, because he's obviously got syphilis and can't piss. So whatever they're doing, they've got to wait for him. And it's got some really funny bits in it. I was laughing out loud. And then there's got some quite, serious bits in it. Let me just see from me bookmarks. And his description of some of the characters are pretty good. See, I like that, how people describe other people. There's a bit where he says he's got one of the characters, I think it's the brothel owner, he's got narrow shoulders, quite scrawny, and he's got a face like a pointed rodent. And he is the brothel owner, you know, he owns all the prostitutes. So you can see that weaselly, rodent-y cat, not weasel because they're mustelid, but a weaselly, a rodent, ratty kind of pointy face, you know. Hilarious. There is some really good bits in this book. There are some quite, you know, tender moments in this book where, especially where Charlie goes up to the grave and of Wild Bill, and he's confronted with this young family. The father has been murdered, so there's these little kids that are hanging off his fingers, swinging around his legs, and the little girl wants picking up. And that's quite a tender, heartwarming couple of passage within the book. And you can feel for this fella. So yeah, it's a good book. Not your classic Western, but about Western characters. I really liked it. I will be reading it again, and I hope you all read it. Anyway, that's me done. I've got grass to grow, grass to cut, edges to trim, dogs to walk, coffee to drink, and I will see you all in the next one. And I'm flying through this next book. See you all soon, folks. Like, subscribe, share. Thank you for all my new subscribers. Nice one. I hope you're getting what you want out the channel. And we'll see you on the range. Ta-da, folks.